What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking in. My name's Albert Lopez. First and foremost, Happy New Year. Happy 2021. Welcome to 2021. Very thankful for being part of 2020 and surviving it. Now we're here. Now let's get started with this new calendar, this new cycle. Let's enjoy it. Wishing you the best. Let's get started with today's video. Today we're going to talk about 2 basic ways to look at things. That's it. There's 2 basic ways to look at it. And it has subcategories that you'll figure it out as we go along. But there's 2 ways to look at it. Pleasant and unpleasant. Pleasant under there has other ways to describe it. Other things that kind of fall under that category, such as angry, upset, annoyed, irritated. Then you got pleasant, which is happy, grateful, joyful. So you see where I'm going with this, right? You got 2 basic ways. You could call them different things, but ultimately it's pleasant versus unpleasant. And you have different things that could happen during the day, and you have a choice to perceive them as pleasant or feel pleasant or find pleasantness behind it, or you can find the ugly in it, find the unpleasantness behind it. Today I was hanging out, just kind of doing things. I think my dog was on the treadmill. We didn't go to the park today, so we hop on the treadmill when that happens. I was just cleaning up here, kind of getting ready for the weekend, doing little things here and there. Exactly, I don't remember. I think I was tied up with that. I was fixing some files here on my laptop while my dog was on the treadmill right back there. And no, I was watching TV. Now I remember. I had told myself that I wanted to watch. I had finished helping my wife a little bit, and I told myself I'm going to enjoy this bowl of trail mix. I'm going to go watch some TV. So I went over to the living room, and I happened to sit down and look at my phone, and I noticed that my son was trying to get a hold of me. He was out on a bike ride. And I got a little worried because there was a multitude of messages. I just saw that he contacted me, a bunch of them, and one of them said, "Dad, please answer." So I was like, I didn't even read the rest. Got on the phone and called him right away. What's going on? Something had happened to his bike. I think he kind of fell off his bike, and the chain kind of jumped off its sprocket and kind of messed it up a little bit. I didn't get that. I just heard my bike messed up. I fell. I'm okay. Can you come pick me up? That was the basic conversation. I was like, where are you at? We're very familiar with this park. We love this park that's close to our place, and we always go there for everything. That's where we take the dogs. That's where we go fishing. That's where we do a bunch of stuff at that park. We love it. And he's like, oh, I'm at the park. I'm over here by this parking lot. I was like, okay, I know exactly where you're at. I'm on my way. So I got the bike rack, loaded it onto the truck, and I bounced. I was out of there. I was there in a few minutes. Turns out he was okay. Thank goodness everything was fine. And what had happened is that, he jammed his pedal onto the curb. He was riding too close, and somehow it got jammed. It kind of skipped onto the pedal, causing the chain to come up off the sprocket. So now the gears weren't matching where it was at, and he didn't want to mess it up even more. So that's where he called me. Ultimately, it was a quick fix. Just lift the back tire, spin it. Sprocket knows where to put the chain. The guide puts the chain back. We're good to go. Anyways, that's to kind of just give you the concept of what happened with the whole bike thing. Bike's fine. He's fine. We were coming home. As we were coming home, I was like, all right, what happened? He kind of broke it down to me. Well, I was coming in and this and that. I had to tie my shoe and this and that and this. And as I was waiting there, once I figured that I wanted to call you, it was like that's where he said, he's like, I was so annoyed because of what had happened. I didn't finish my bike ride. I had to call you. You weren't answering. It's just going down the rabbit hole of negativity, of stuff that wasn't going his way. And I mean, it's understandable. You understand why someone would feel that way when something's not going your way. Also known as a winter. The winters of life. We talk about it a lot here on this channel. Seasons of life. So he was going through a little winter. And he was seeing the unpleasant side of this winter. You know, I didn't know how the extent of the damage I did to the bike. I was hoping it's still going to work. It was going to cost a lot or take a lot of time to fix. Was I be able to come for a bike ride tomorrow? Because I don't know how bad the whole bike thing was. So he was just going down this rabbit hole of all the unpleasant things that were tied up to this event that took place. And I just let him. We're talking. I was paying attention. And then he kind of paused. And I said, you know what? I go, what if, let's just see it this way. What if I would have told you if I would have told you that I was able to see the future and that wouldn't have happened with your bike and you would have made your way home and something would have happened 100 times worse than what took place right now on your way home. We won't even use the terms, but you can imagine 100 times worse than what happened to you. We don't know how to get into the specifics and throw those verbiages out into the universe. So let's just say 100 times worse than what happened. But to avoid those things happening, we had a little tiny incident happen at the park, which kept you from having to cross that bridge. And he kind of paused and he was like, oh yeah, that's cool. I'm glad. I'm good with that. I'm glad that happened to avoid the 100 times worse. And then he said, oh, and by the way, two guys asked if I needed any help. They had their mask. They came up, kept their distance, said, can we help you? Is there anything we can do? And they kind of looked at the bike and they didn't really know anything, but at least they offered. I was like, oh, that's cool. That was very nice of them. Yeah, they saw that I was kind of having some issues and I was by myself, and they kind of came and, asked if I was okay, if I needed a phone or I needed anything. And I was like, wow, that's really nice. What else? He's like, oh, I saw the cutest two corgis walking around. He's like, it was a couple or a family, and they had two beautiful dogs, two little corgis. He loves corgis. He's like, he had two corgis that were walking, and they were just looking so cute. I was like, okay, so you got to see two awesome dogs. What else? And it's like, well, it was a really nice day. A lot of families were out there, social distancing. They had their mask on. They were having a good time, enjoying the beautiful weather that we're having this winter, and just walking around, riding their bikes, and spending time with each other. It was like, wow, another good thing. I go, what about me picking you up? Is that kind of cool too? He's like, yeah, no, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming down and picking me up, and we were able to fix the bike there at the park. And it's like, I'm grateful that we were able to fix the park. And I told them, I go, see, same event, two different filters, pleasant, unpleasant, two perceptions. The way you saw it, the way you saw what happened. A little bit ago, you were annoyed, upset, this and this, that and that. We changed it a little bit. And yeah, it's unfortunate that the hiccup happened with your bike, but it's fixable. Matter of fact, it's already fixed. You change your perception. And now it's like, I had a beautiful day, saw a lot of great families, enjoyed watching them have a good time. So you're involved with that goodness. You saw the two dogs that you love. Two gentlemen came up to help you and checking if you were okay. Cool that you were. And then cool that they asked. That's really nice. They saw that you were approachable. So that makes you also a good individual because you're approachable. Good people out there trying to help you. And then I was able to come pick you up with the bike rack, load up the bike, and look at, we're on our way home. Get home, wash up. Bike seems to be okay. Go about your day. Same event. Two different perceptions. Two different filters. And let me add to that. I told them, however you perceive things, you get more of. That's just one of the laws of the planet. That's just one of the laws of the universe that we're in. This life, that's how it works. However you see things, however you perceive things, you get more of that. If you look at things in a pleasant way, you tend to get more pleasantness. If you see things through unpleasant filters, if you program yourself to see things in an unpleasant way, you're going to get more unpleasantness. When you have small challenges and you fall into the trap because it's easier to see things in an unpleasant way, that's going to be your default. That's your conditioning. Winters happen, I see it through unpleasant filters. And I point out all the unpleasant, angry, irritable, annoyed, irritated, upset things that are associated with this event. If that's your default reaction to anything that doesn't go your way, to any small, medium, large winter, when the big ones come, when the big challenges come, when the big winters come, that's your default setting. That's where you're gonna go to the unpleasant side. And it shouldn't surprise you, because of the small ones, the small challenges, you were unpleasant. So you get more of that, because that's the way it works. That's the law. Now you get a medium one, and then more unpleasantness behavior from you, because you attracted a little bit more unpleasantness. So you get more of that, and reactions from other people and other beings tend to lean more towards the unpleasant side, because that's your vibe. That's the way you're dissipating. That's the energy that you're dissipating. That's the way your vibration is set to unpleasant. So you get more unpleasantness. So then you're going to get a big challenge, and then your default reaction is to be even more unpleasant, and then you're going to get more unpleasantness, and it's just a big snowball of unpleasantness. You could do a shift and try to find the pleasantness in things. Now, I understand there's going to be some events that is just, how the heck can you find pleasantness in this? But if you condition yourself to see things through pleasant filters, your perception of things is, let's find the pleasantness in this. With the small challenges, the tiny challenges, then when a medium winter comes, when a medium challenge happens, you're also going to find the pleasantness in things. Try your best anyways. But you're going to be conditioned, because all the little ones, you find something cool in it. You find something positive in it. You find something happy, grateful, or joyful in it. You got to look for it. You got to go through the lines, and you got to go through all the stuff there that's happened, the whole challenge, break it all up and try to find something. But if that's your conditioning, if that's what you're set to do when a challenge happens, when the big challenges come, you'll be able to deal with them in a more pleasant manner, because you're looking for the pleasantness behind it. Not saying that they're not going to hurt still, not saying that they're not going to be a challenge. They're definitely going to be challenges. There's no way to avoid a winter. The winters are coming. They're coming. Small winters, big winters, cold winters, long winters, short winters, everything. But if you prepare for them, and your perception and your intent is always to find the pleasantness in things, the winters are going to be less painful and easier to get through, because you're always looking for the pleasantness. And like I said a little bit ago, whatever you put out, you get more of that. So if your thought and actions are always leaning towards trying to find the pleasantness in things, you'll get more of that, which will allow you to deal with the challenges in an easier, more pleasant way. There's two basic ways to look at things: pleasant and unpleasant. So that's what happened, and I gave you a little bit of the story. And through that story, I decided to mark that as today's title in today's video. It was a cool enough conversation that we had on the way home, and we talked about this. This is the exact conversation we had, and I figured I'd come on here and make a video of it because it was a pretty cool conversation, and I do believe in that message quite a bit, to look at things in two different ways. And you got to coach yourself. You got to really motivate yourself to practice looking at things in a pleasant way. Practice looking at the small challenges in a pleasant way. So when the medium and large challenges comes, you're conditioned to always look at the pleasantness in things, and it will help you get through them in a more pleasant way. It won't. But that's it. It'll just help you get through these things in a more pleasant way. Hope this video helped. Hope it made sense. Thank you so much for coming in. Thanks so much for clicking in. Some links in the bottom. If you jive out with TikTok or Instagram, there's some links down there. If you want to check out my other channels, I have a Spanish channel linked below. I have a channel with my wife that's also linked below. And comment section, if you want to drop a comment back down there too, that'd be way cool. Thank you so much for cruising in. My name is Albert Lopez. Have a good one. Have a great rest of the year. We're just starting things off right here. Let's keep our focus on pleasantness and try to make it as pleasant as possible as we get through all of our challenges for the next 365 days. Thanks for coming. Let's try that again. Thanks so much for coming in, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm gone. I'm out.